Metro News Talk Line from the upper rotunda of the West Virginia State Capitol. We have a loaded show, including U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito. This is Talk Line from the Capitol. We are underway.
Do not attempt to change the station. You are surrounded.
We interrupt this program to bring you an emergency news bulletin. Repeat, this is an emergency bulletin. Keep your radio turned on.
From the studios of WVRC Media and the Metro News Radio and Television Network, the voice of West Virginia, comes the most powerful show in West Virginia. This is Metro News Talk Line with Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows.
Check set line up link. Activated Telos telephone. Switch network control from Charleston to Morgantown.
Stand by. Q Dave and TJ. You're on. Metro News Talk Line is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Good morning. Welcome to the upper rotunda of the West Virginia State Capitol, day 23 of the 60-day legislative session. Dave and TJ with you. We got a loaded show coming up today. Secretary of State Kris stops by. U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito, Brad McElhinny with his update. Also here from the American Petroleum Institute, it's Oil and Gas Day here at the state capitol as well. Gang's all here. Stephanie Pauley's our video producer on site. Jake Link runs the video stream back at the control room in Morgantown. And Ethan Collins is our audio producer. Good morning, Mr. Meadows.
Good morning, sir.
Well, you know, there are things that come across our desk that will catch your attention. You go, oh, that might be interesting. Oh, that could be something. And then
yes.
There's Senate Joint Resolution 19 that is getting introduced today. The resolution, Governor Born in West Virginia Amendment. You have my attention.
I figured that would get it.
The sponsor of that resolution joins us on Metro News Talk Line this morning, Logan County Senator Rupie Phillips. Morning, Senator.
Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing?
Well, we're doing pretty well. Governor Born in West Virginia Amendment. Would you like to go on?
Well, you know, I sat and thought about this, and I believe if you're going to serve as governor of West Virginia, you should understand the values and the traditions of West Virginia. And I just don't think someone that comes in and just because they want to use us as a stepping stone or something for future office or whatever, I just think they need to be more in touch with the people, I guess you could say. I have had a lot of positive feedback, and last night I was reading some comments on social media, and they made some good points. You know, what about, their parents were stationed somewhere in the military or on vacation or whatever. So I'm willing to pull the born out. Now let's change the 5 years to 30 years, because total 30 years, because you think about it, that gives you a total of 30 years to understand true West Virginia values.
So let's recap that and make sure we reset here. So right now, under the Constitution of the state of West Virginia, a governor has to have lived here for at least 5 years, been a resident of the state for 5 years. They have to be at least 30 years of age, and they have to be an eligible citizen in terms of eligible to vote, a citizen eligible to vote. So what you're saying is your initial amendment was written to say they had to be born in West Virginia. Pull that out and say they have to have resided here for
Yes.
at least 30 years.
And, you know, just this morning I've had some people pat me on the back and thank me, but, you know, I was born in Marietta, or I was born, you know, in Pikeville or something like that. So I didn't think about that at the initial thought of the resolution, but now I think we just raise it from 5 to 30. I think that's a good compromise. I think a lot of people, I've even had some people tell me they want to get on the bill with me or the resolution. So
explain that difference. This isn't a bill. It's a resolution. What's that mean legislatively and how it will flow?
Well, on the Senate side, it will go through the two committees, Finance and Judiciary, and then it come to the floor for a vote, and then we send it over to the House, and they would do the same thing. And then from there, it'd go to the Secretary of State's office to be put on the ballot. Governor can't veto it. He don't have to sign it. Just this is a process between the two chambers.
Senator Rupie Phillips joining us here. Let's cut the baloney, if you will, Rupie. Is this just a reaction to Governor Morrissey? He's from New Jersey. There are some people who still refer to him as the gentleman from New Jersey here in the Capitol building. Is this more than a reaction to that?
Well, I'm seeing things that I don't see West Virginia tradition values in my eyes. So I just feel we need to look down the road. I mean, this ain't kicking Governor Morrissey out. This is just putting from 2028, 2028, the elections, the governor would have to have lived in West Virginia a total of 30 years.
Would that exclude him from seeking re-election in 28 then?
I'm not sure how long he's been here.
You beat me to it
Oh,
there.
I'm sorry, sir.
Because I was thinking the same thing you were. If we're talking, I don't know how long his residency.
Well, he was AG for what, 12 years?
Yeah. So, anyway, we can figure that out later. I'm just thinking, I see the point, Rupie. I'm not necessarily, I wouldn't say I'm for it or against it, but there are a lot of people who, Jay Rockefeller came to West Virginia, served as governor. I don't know how long he was here before. I'd have to go back and check my Golden Horseshoe history books there, but there have been people who have come to West Virginia and served admirably for years.
True, but also can sit and say, I think a lot of West Virginians was that supported Rockefeller back in that day. He went to D.C. and basically changed what he started off as. So it wasn't, to me, he lost, when he went to D.C., he lost the values of West Virginia. And that's what I like about, Senator Justice and Senator Capito. They know West Virginia values. And, so I can admire that, and then, that's positive to me because, I want to be able to come back home. If I would go away and come back, I want West Virginia to be the same it was when I left. And I don't want someone coming in here that's only been here 5 years, if that's what it is, or 6 or 7. I want them to have more West Virginia values and understand the state a little bit better than just 5 years.
The governor's thumb on the scale in terms of, he came out and picked a side the other day between Wacom Chapman and her challenger in the primary. Mm-hmm. There are factions in the Senate, so he's placing his hand on the scale there. There was a press release yesterday from a PAC that is affiliated with the governor, the Black Bear PAC, between monies there and the governor's PAC. It was something like $3.4 million. To paraphrase, it was worded, "We are ready to stand behind the governor's agenda and push the legislature."
Yeah.
How much of those actions has weighed into what you're doing?
Well, I'll put it this way. I don't like bullies. I don't like to be bullied. If somebody believes something, then that's their belief. That's why we're in America. Our First Amendment right. But to bully people and try to put pressure and flash money to even if it's a daggone license plate, governor's plate, whatever, if that's what you're holding on to, shame on you. You lost West Virginia values. So I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to take up for people that's getting bullied. And it's real simple, guys. I love being here. I love serving the state of West Virginia in my district. I'm from Buffalo Creek down in Man. But I don't have to be here. So I'm not going to worry about not getting reelected over something I introduce because it's what I believe. I believe, again, in our West Virginia values.
Rupie Phillips joining us, Logan County Senator. And this, talking about understanding the state, I think this is a West Virginia characteristic. The more you push us to do something that maybe we don't want to do, the less we would really want to do it. The harder you push, the more we go, oh, yeah? All right, we're not going to do it at all. And I think that is a unique West Virginia trait, by the way.
Well, you look at veterans. I watched this special years ago on West Virginia veterans, and they was interviewing people from other parts of the country and how they said if they have anybody to go to war with them to get in that foxhole, they want them to be from West Virginia because that West Virginia person will not turn their back on them, won't leave them in the hole. They'll fight there to the end.
Do you believe that you have the votes for this to move it out of the Senate and get it over to the House? Can you get it through the committee process and get it to the floor anyway?
Well, that would probably be the hardest hurdle is getting it through the committee. I think there's one committee that would struggle for the chairman to take it up, but that would be up to them.
Rupie Phillips joining us here. He is sponsoring a Senate Joint Resolution 19, Governor Born in West Virginia Amendment. He says he's going to tweak that a bit. Since you're here, let's ask you, the big question over on the Senate side is with the budget, with the governor's tax cut. That's where the big push, that's his big push this session. Can you see the 10% tax cut coming to fruition?
Let me say this. I have told my people for years, even the 8 years I was in the House of Delegates, you put a tax cut in front of me, I'm going to vote for it, okay? But I also been told from an old man years ago, he said, Rupie, make sure you got enough money to make the whole trip. So I know there's a lot of roads, a lot of water issues in southern West Virginia that needs addressed. So we got to be careful, because I know we've done, since 2015, roughly $1.5 billion has been cut out of taxes. And, we are I think the 6th largest highway system in the country that our state takes care of. So, I mean, and we, I keep telling people we got to get people to go to work. That's a big thing. So it'll be a tough vote, but there's going to be things cut, and I worry about the roads. I think that's one of the number one issues in West Virginia is we need better roads. This winter here is going to be really tough.
Oh, yeah.
And come springtime, we'll see it.
I'm dodging more potholes than ice.
I know.
And I'm not trying to be critical. They got to do what they got to do to get the ice up,
Sure.
but it causes problems.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's cold weather's hard. But we'll see where it goes. I know there's still a lot of talks, a lot of negotiations going on. I hope we can find it, but it looks really tough.
Stephanie, our producer here, tells me that Governor Morrissey has lived here approximately 29 years.
Oh, really?
So he'd make the cutoff by 2028.
Yeah, he'd make it the cutoff.
All right.
You'll have to independently confirm that, but I trust her. So.
I'll look it up, sir, gentlemen.
Anything else? What else are you working on over on the Senate? Or you personally, what are you working on?
Well, I'm always working on coal.
Yeah.
So, I think right now with this weather, I think coal has been, how would you say, champion, the king. So I'm going to do everything I can. I got a bill. It's a natural disaster severance tax cut. So basically, if a coal company or gas company would go out and clean up a mudslide or trees, whatever, under the DEP, they would set the price, and then they would get to deduct that from their severance tax. So and it would expedite. It would make it cheaper. Then not taking anything away from contractors or highways, but the more we can get out there and get it done faster is better, because McDowell County from a year ago still has some debris that needs cleaned up. So that's the stuff, something like that. I think it's good for the coal companies. I think it's good for the state of West Virginia. Eases up on DOH while they can go out and continue to do their stuff.
You and I talk energy all the time. We just need more load. If we could get more load, more electric use here, coal would clear the market. Gas clears them already. I mean, we could have the best of both worlds.
Well, TJ, I'm glad you're saying that, because I was reading, I guess, a tweet or whatever from DeSantis that he don't want data centers in Florida because of the pool of energy. And I've seen, I think yesterday maybe Kentucky Senate maybe passed a bill to keep the rates low if the data centers come in. I mean, you had this discussion last year. We need more load. We need some way to help share that fixed cost. Mm-hmm. And the data centers will help us. And Mammal, it would go down.
I mean, it's just math. It spreads the cost out among more load, more users, and it would work out. You got Governor Shapiro that's coming out and trying to work with these data centers and being very, very prolific. So let me ask you this. Do you feel like we're doing enough, whoever it is that has to do it, to get a data center here? Because we still haven't landed a big deal that wasn't already in the pipeline.
Hearing and listening to people down south, they have had, I don't know what groups, I don't know if it's Sierra Club or Ojai Coalition, never who it is, has been going door to door to the public meetings, whatever, and got these people thinking that data centers cause cancer and data centers going to pollute the water and data centers going to consume all this water. Well, as I was talking to Secretary Ward in Finance Committee, and I asked him the question, what's polluting? I said, let me rephrase. I asked him something like, so the water they're pulling out of a stream with those millions and billions of dollars of investment in this data center, wouldn't they filter and clean that water before it came in? And I said, what would be the problem going out? He said, we don't know the temperature. So they might have to do a cooling tower before it get discharged back into the stream.
Okay.
Or a series of ponds to let it trickle down and cool off. So, I mean, I look at this, a data center, if it was recirculating water or,
Cleaner out than what it came in?
Yeah, it's cleaner. So, I'm like, God, guys, that's, and you go, you look at Loudoun County, Virginia, they got over 200.
You got to dance with who brung you, Rupie, and we don't have many opportunities, sir.
I know. But, everybody's scared. They're scared of the big bad wolf, but they're not listening. And I've asked Commerce and I've asked Senator Jeffries to try to get some verbiage out there, some learning to try to get this curve to where it's going to swing our way.
Logan County Senator Rupie Phillips. Always a pleasure, buddy. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, thank you. Come get a bologna next Wednesday.
Absolutely. Kris Warner, Secretary of State, joins us next. Talk line from the state capitol.
Since 1926, the West Virginia Hospital Association has been the collective voice of our state's hospitals. With a shared vision of strengthening communities, improving lives, and supporting our state's economic well-being, our member hospitals work every day to provide high-quality, accessible care. This year, we celebrate 100 years of a unified voice and our ongoing commitment to supporting our members in achieving a strong, healthy West Virginia.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at wvha.org.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
Across West Virginia, hospitals are always here, healing, helping, and standing strong for our communities. Hospitals save lives and build livelihoods. They're among our largest employers, with a passionate workforce of 54,000 West Virginians. Hospitals are economic drivers, contributing close to $17 billion to our state's economy and working to ensure access to care for all. From life-saving moments to wellness support, West Virginia hospitals keep our state healthy, our families strong, and our future bright.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens of Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties for over a century. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to building relationships and meeting your financial needs. And with the Poca Valley Visa card, you can enjoy competitive interest rates, no annual fees, and a rewarding points program, all from a bank you know and trust. Visit your local Poca Valley office to apply or call us. Poca Valley, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
Metro News Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Candidate filing period started January 12th, wrapped up on Saturday, January 31st. Over 2,600 candidates filing as of close of business on Wednesday. Some of those trickling in. We'll get to that in just a moment with Secretary of State Kris Warner, who joins us at the AARP broadcast location. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. We do have more that are rolling in the mail each day, and I've gotten word from the Northern Panhandle. Some of those mailed-in certificate of announcements have not made it here yet. So
we'll talk about that. I do want to. You got some guests with you today here in the Capitol. Who do you got with you today?
You know, Meadowbridge High School has registered more than 85% of their high school class every year for the last 32 years. And so we honor two of those people, the students that put this effort together for this past year. Mackenzie Sawyers and Tripp Rolls are the honorary secretaries of state today. They'll be introduced in front of the House of Delegates for their effort to get 85% of their class or more registered.
What are they doing up there? How do they get such a high number?
I don't know what. It must be in the water.
Something's going on.
It's they're doing a great job. We've registered just over 17,000 17, 18, and 19-year-olds in the last year.
That's wonderful.
And I think it's mainly due to the Jennings-Randolph Award program.
All right, we mentioned the candidate filing period closed. A few more certificates will be trickling in, but the number over 2,600 altogether. Up, down, it seems like there's a lot of interest in this May primary.
There is an awful lot of interest, and an awful lot of interest in the executive committees for both the Democrat and Republican Party. I think it's a matter that people want to be a part of a winning team, and they see what's going on here in the legislature. The importance that you all put on the legislature being here each day, I think, contributes to the excitement and people wanting to be involved in their government.
Isn't it just better when we have more people on the ballot, too? It just seems like it seems more West Virginia and more American.
It is a challenge, competition of ideas, no matter where they come from, is a good thing for all of us.
You mentioned those county executive committees. When we talked to Mike Pushkin, was that Monday?
Monday.
We talked to Mike. He talked about building from the bottom up, working, and that's where the process starts. It's at the county level. We like to talk about Senate and governor, the big races, but it's at the county level in those executive committees where the process really begins.
And in his political party, there were just at 500 executive committee members, candidates that have filed, and there are 1,479 Republican candidates that have filed for either the county or the state executive committee.
And Mr. Secretary, independents who may want to run come general time, that's a chance for them to hop in too, and be able to put their ideas in the marketplace.
And those independents, sometimes are considered, whether it's the Mountain Party or the Constitution Party, but they have a role, and they can still get involved and run as candidates through their convention process, or as write-in candidates.
We only got a couple of minutes left, but for seats that maybe nobody filed for or their openings, are there still availabilities to file after the fact, or because that's changed recently?
Yeah, it has changed, and you can't fill the ballot like we used to when I was state chairman. So this was the deadline.
This was it.
11:59 p.m. on Saturday night. We had all three of our offices open, and we had candidates filing until the very last minute.
I guess if someone wanted to write in, you could still write in.
You can do that.
You could do that. It'd be a hard way to get it done, but you could do that.
Yes.
Poll work. You want to go ahead and put out the call for poll workers?
Yeah, we have to have 8,255 poll workers statewide, and when we polled our 55 county clerks, 52 said they would have a rough time filling the number of poll workers. We have proposed in the legislature a $100 tax credit in addition to the pay, just to encourage more people to get involved as poll workers.
And some of the greatest people you ever meet when you go there. They're such nice folks, too.
They bring food, they bring crock pots with soup, and it's a social event. And it's really important for the voters to show up and see somebody from their community working as a poll worker, that this is not some federalized or national election. It's people in your community that are helping you through the process.
And quickly, 16 now, right?
16.
If you're 16 years of age, you can help out. Is that right? Or
18. But we also have a bill to help get 15 and 16 years if they have a 3.0 grade point average, go through a training. We're going to see if we can make them poll workers as well.
Secretary of State Kris Warner, this is Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. It is 10:30. Let's get a news update from the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening across the great state of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. State Transportation Secretary Stephen Todd Rumball says the state is committed to preserving and one day reopening, although not to vehicular traffic, the historic Wheeling Suspension Bridge. Rumball was in Wheeling Wednesday to discuss the future of the bridge with city leaders. The bridge closed back in 2019 when an overweight vehicle caused some structural damage. The future of the bridge is to return it to a featured showpiece of downtown Wheeling. The bridge was built in 1847, 16 years before West Virginia became a state. Authorities are hoping someone can tell them something about a body found in recent days.
West Virginia State Police from the Fairmont Detachment are looking for help from the public to find out how a body ended up on the side of I-79 southbound at the Marion County line. Now, that body was found Wednesday afternoon, the 28th of January, and police would like to speak with anyone who may have seen something the day before or the evening before. Information can be left confidentially by calling 304-367-2850. I'm Mike Nolting for WVMetroNews.com.
The U.S. Marshal for Southern West Virginia is retiring. Michael Bayless has announced he'll step down from the appointed position on Sunday. Bayless thanks President Donald Trump and U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito for the opportunity to serve. He's been in the position since 2018. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Brighten your mornings with Tudor's $5 Sunrise Specials. Enjoy our Mary B, egg, crispy bacon, and cheese on our buttery biscuit, loaded with more bacon than the rest. Or try the Ron, featuring a bigger, hearty sausage patty topped with egg and cheese on a biscuit so delicious you'll savor every bite. Each combo comes with crispy hash browns and your choice of coffee or iced tea, all for just $5. Warm up winter mornings with this hot deal. Available for a limited time.
Who are the toughest men and women in the area? It's the 41st Annual Tough Man Contest, coming this Friday and Saturday to the Parkersburg High School Fieldhouse. Sponsored by Astor Auto, Shirt Factory and Sporting Goods, Pro Trust Advisors, West Virginia Mobile Drug Testing, North Central West Virginia Airport, J.W. Potts Insurance, and All Tech Environmental and Construction. After party at the West Virginia Polo Club. Buy tickets at WVToughman.com, at the Polo Club, or at the door. Tough it out. Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m.
The Jackson County Commission has given WV Medicine Jackson General Hospital $15,000 to pay for a secure box that will be placed at the hospital in case someone drops off a newborn child. Commissioner Steve Westfall says this is something you don't want to see happen, but it does, and they want to be ready.
You see stories I have of children being dropped off at different places.
The hospital will be in charge of that box and oversee its maintenance. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
Metro News Talk Line from the Upper Rotunda of the West Virginia State Capitol continues. We're at the AARP broadcast location. Coming up next hour, Gaylene Miller with AARP West Virginia going to join us here on the set. Brad McElhinny with an update on what's happening across the state capitol this morning. Joining us from Washington, D.C., U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito. Congress passed the appropriations bill and a stopgap measure for DHS that ended the short two-day government shutdown, partial government shutdown. Joining us, U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito. Senator Capito, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Appreciate you joining us. Miss you down here at the state capitol, though.
I know. I saw where it's been Marshall Day, WVU Day. I don't know what today is, but those are always fun times.
It's actually Oil and Gas Day, but yeah, it was packed yesterday. Green and gold and blue the last couple of days here at the state capitol. Up in D.C., got the appropriation bills through. Now the debate begins on the DHS funding bill with that stopgap measure in place. You've seen the list of demands that are coming from the Democrats. Are any of those or all of them a non-starter for you as these negotiations heat up?
Well, I think it's important to realize what the DHS bill encompasses besides ICE and Border Patrol. It's Coast Guard, it's FEMA, it's Secret Service, it's a lot of the internal TSA and the folks that combat the transnational criminal organizations. So we got to fund these organizations, and we've got to come to a rational decision here. And what I saw last night from the Democrats, honestly, was a demand, some of which were kind of out of the left field I hadn't seen before. But, you know, they're not reasonable demands to be able to protect our ICE officers, to be able to move forward with the enforcement of the law, but also to have some reforms in there as well. For instance, body cameras, fine. More adjudication or more training for de-escalation, fine. But, to have an officer have to have their name and serial number on their uniform as people are trying to provoke them and then subject them to doxing and other things which we see is happening, that's not fine. So I think that they came out with a list that just it shows to me they don't really want a solution to this. They think it's a good political issue.
Morning, Senator. Masks have been an issue that people want to bring up. Do you have a stance on those?
On the masks, I think the reason they're wearing masks is because of this doxing issue where they're getting your home and they're identifying you and harassing your family and all that. And these are law enforcement officers that are trying to move forward with the law. I think it's ironic that we're talking about masks because remember 2 years ago we were talking about protesters. Why do they get to wear masks? And so I think, I don't think we should be telling the officers whether to wear a mask or not. I think they need to do what's in their best thing for their own safety, and if wearing a mask is that, then I support that. I just don't think it's something that we need to unilaterally say no or yes. I think it needs to be on a case-by-case basis.
U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito joining us here on Metro News Talk Line. Senator, this week ICE released that they had an operation in West Virginia. Over 600 illegal aliens were apprehended with the cooperation of local and state law enforcement here in West Virginia. Should local and state law enforcement be working in concert with ICE on operations like this?
Absolutely they should be. I think that's what, as you see Tom Homan in Minneapolis, what he basically is saying, look, I can take one ICE officer into a jail to get an individual who's been convicted of a crime, a violent crime, who's under deportation orders and remove them. If I have to go and seek them and find them, I have to have 25 agents to protect the safety of the operation. And so I think that, we need to not have sanctuary cities. We need to work with state and locals. And to me, this would be an alleviation for the state and local authorities because they're really housing people that are, in many cases, violent, have done crimes in their own communities, and are also have already been adjudicated for deportation. And so I think certainly we need to work with state and local officials.
Senator Capito, as we move forward with this issue, should we revisit this characterization of a violent criminal, someone who has battered someone, someone who has murdered someone, versus someone who is just here illegally and is doing a job and paying taxes? Do we need to re-examine that as a means to bring the temperature down and find a more, center and common sense solution to this issue?
I mean, I do think we need to turn the temperature down, and I think it's reflected in the president's some of the things that he's saying, and also that Tom Homan is saying once, now that he's up in Minneapolis, they're withdrawing a lot of officers and pulling back, and I think that's a smart thing in the way it should be done. To differentiate two different, we got to remember, crossing the border illegally is a crime in and of itself, but there is a difference between that. Even though that's illegal, and somebody who's murdered or raped or pillaged a house. And we see this repeatedly, particularly child attacking children and using them for their own self-satisfaction. I mean, yes, we want those folks out of here. If they're, from another country and they've already been through the deportation, I think those are the high priorities. I'd like to see us stick with that as a high priority. Do we need to go in school lines and pick mothers up after they drop their children off? No. I don't think that the American people want that. I think the American people want legal immigration, but I do think they want violent criminals off the streets.
U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito joining us here on Metro News Talk Line. As we mentioned, the other appropriation bills were approved by the House and Senate, signed by the President. We were talking to WVU President Michael Benson yesterday, and he reviewed some of the items in those bills that will directly benefit West Virginia University. You chair the Labor H Subcommittee on Appropriations there. So what are some of the ways West Virginians are going to benefit from these appropriation bills that were approved and signed by the President?
Well, I think, and I'm glad that President Benson was mentioning the way we were able to help large funding for the dental school. It's the only dental school in the state. It hadn't been modernized since 1976, and this is part 2 of a project I started with them. Also R&I, which does a lot in the neurological, Alzheimer's, and addiction space, something I'm very committed to, $11 million there to help them with their research. I think it's really, really important. I know so many people that have been there and seen the good work that they do. We also got some money for the People Mover. That hasn't been modernized since in the 70s. But, you see it. You want to keep it moving. And so I'm really happy to work with WVU and with Marshall. We've been able to help them with the health systems. Also, CAMC, Mon General, Fairmont State's aviation program. There are a lot of really good things in the bill, and we're going to be coming out with a larger list. But being on the Appropriations Committee affords me the ability to really impact my communities in a much more personal way. And I think it really gives me the chance to visit all these places in West Virginia, see what's important, and then go to bat for them. I would like to say one other thing about the ICE funding. Everybody needs to realize that in the Working Families Tax Cut bill that we passed last summer, we put in there an additional $85 billion for ICE and an additional $125 billion for DHS. So that by holding up that bill, you're holding up the Coast Guard, the TSA. You're not holding up ICE. You're not holding up CPB, because that money is already in there permanently from the bill that we passed last year. You're really holding up the safety of a lot of the organizations, FEMA included, in the country.
Well, should the Democrats receive some blame when it comes to that? Because to your point, these are people who are trying to do a job. If you don't like the law, change the law. But they are tasked with enforcing it, and we're just making their job harder. So, again, to this extent that these negotiations are being used as leverage to change the law, give me your reflection on that, and should Democrats learn their lesson and back off this stance?
I think they're taking it too far. I mean, I think some of the things I mentioned earlier, like body cameras and IG reports and better cooperation between state and local and things of that nature, better de-escalation techniques. We obviously see we need better training there. I mean, I think that's a pretty obvious statement. These are the things that where we all agree, and we think we can do it better. But the fact of the matter is, you're right. The law states that if you are adjudicated and you are here illegally and you commit a crime, you're under deportation orders. The problem was they weren't doing that before. And people have been allowed to stay or repeatedly come into this country, particularly over the last 4 years when you saw millions and millions of people. And these are frequent flyers. These are people who get turned back away and would come right back through. There's a reason they're not coming through now, because there's a deterrence, and that's the enforcement of the existing law. But you're right. It would be better, particularly people who are in a status where they don't know. Maybe you were brought here when you were 2 years old. You have a very, uncertain status. We need to clarify status of people so we know who's legal and who isn't.
U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito joining us from Washington, D.C. Always appreciate the time, Senator. Thank you for the update.
All right. Enjoy Oil and Gas Day today. That'll be a good one.
We will. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito. This is Talk Line from the Upper Rotunda, the West Virginia State Capitol. We're back for more from the AARP broadcast location right after this.
The weekend's almost here, and are you looking for the perfect way to enjoy the water? Lou Wendell Marine Sales has you covered with Avalon pontoon boats. These luxurious high-performance pontoons offer smooth rides, spacious seating, and top-tier durability. Built with precision and style, Avalon pontoons deliver comfort and reliability season after season. Visit Lou Wendell Marine Sales today and experience the Avalon difference. Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Principal Greg Dosh of MTech.
Thanks to funding in part from West Virginia lottery proceeds, we're expanding MTech with a new STEM edition.
Across West Virginia, opportunities like these are made possible when you play, helping to ensure more students can discover their future right here at home. For 40 years, proceeds from the West Virginia Lottery for education have totaled $4.1 billion. West Virginia Lottery, 18 plus to play responsibly.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
At
the health plan, we are here for you, and we have been one of the most trusted carriers for over 40 years. Headquartered right here in West Virginia, providing exceptional health coverage and local customer service.
The health plan, we are here for you.
Picture a community where every space tells a story. Those are the communities we're designing at ZMM Architects and Engineers. With a blend of creativity and technical expertise, we design spaces that inspire, innovate, and ignite change. From cutting-edge educational facilities to community-centric gathering spaces, we're committed to improving lives through design. Let us help you shape a brighter future for generations to come. Because at ZMM, it's more than architecture. It's about building your legacy.
Some relationships just work better with trust, reliability, and great communication. That's why more West Virginians are choosing CityNet Gig Fiber. Fast, symmetrical speeds, no contracts, no data caps, and local teams monitoring the network around the clock. Plus, for a limited time, new residential customers can get 50% off any internet plan for a full year, with plans starting as low as $25 a month. Check availability at your address. Visit citynet.net today. CityNet connects, protects, and perfects.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
Coming to Parkersburg High School, February 6th and 7th. Who are the toughest men and women in the state of West Virginia? Watch Tough Man live on Metro News Television to find out. Featured fights, top 5 finishes, and event archives. Download Metro News Television on iPhone, iPad, Android, Roku, LG TV, Apple TV, Fire TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Find out more at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. And we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
Metro News Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
We're at the AARP broadcast location, Upper Rotunda, the West Virginia State Capitol. Gaylene Miller with AARP West Virginia going to join us coming up at 11:06. Jackpots are growing in West Virginia. Jackpots are on the rise every week. Powerball hits Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Mega Millions lights up Tuesdays and Fridays. That's 5 chances a week to get in on life-changing jackpots. Play in-store and online. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. Powerball jackpot's $102 million. Mega Millions jackpot is $346 million. So go ahead, play today. A couple of bills that caught my attention this morning over in Senate. Was it Senate Ed? Senate Education, I believe. The committee was meeting this morning.
Yes.
One is a bill sponsored by Taylor County Senator Jay Taylor. It's the Save College Women's Sports Act. I think I got that correct. And at first you go, oh boy, let's see what's in this bill. And then you actually read it, and what it is, it's a bill that would set up an endowment fund to financially support women's college athletics here in the state of West Virginia. He walked by earlier, said the bill was very well received and got advanced, so something to keep an eye on. Sports and politics meet, I always get interested. Mike Oliverio had a bill, TJ, that would restore the voting rights of the student body government organizations on universities' boards of governors. That was taken away in legislation that was approved last year by the state legislature. I don't know what happened to that bill. I saw Mike, but he was off to head to the floor session here shortly. So a couple of bills that were working their way through committee this morning that caught my eye as we are on, what I say, day 23 today.
Yeah, day 23. I think Oliverio's bill is worthy of conversation. I try to be consistent, and I was railing the other day about the fact that we were trying to tell local school boards where their superintendent must live.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, should we be telling universities how their BOGs must be? I would like that voice. I would like the faculty voice, the student voice, but should that come from Charleston? Should it be up to the board, and then the local constituency and stakeholders at the universities can lobby their own effort? I don't know. I'm trying to be consistent on that. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you this. Mike Oliverio, I don't know. I'd have to give that some thought. But Mike Oliverio was the young senator at the time. Might have been a delegate at the time, because that was way back in the day. He helped get the college students vote on the board in the first place. And that was back, I want to say, late 80s, maybe early 90s when Mike first got into the legislature. You know, young guy then coming out of Morgan. Not that he's an old guy now. So I know this is something very important to him and to his constituency there in Montague County and Morgantown. They lost it last year. That was a big thing for those student government organizations. We'll see where that goes. I don't know. To your philosophical question, I don't know, and now you've created an ethical conundrum.
Well, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. You don't want to hear my knucklehead bill of the week.
Oh, no, please. This is the time for it. If you got a knucklehead bill, go ahead.
I have to tell you, Senate Bill 680 takes the cake, introduced by Senators Rose, Chapman, and Rucker, repealing the personal income tax completely, repealing the corporate net income tax completely. If you have listened to this show any at all, I think I have made my personal feelings on the income tax quite clear. I abhor it. I do not think that we should tax labor. I think we should have a consumption tax. But this bill would strip out roughly $2.5 billion in general revenue from the state of West Virginia. That's more than half of our general revenue. And replace it with bumpkus. There's no legislation here that would create a consumption tax instead. And look, do I think there are government inefficiencies? Yes. Do I want to shrink the size of government? Yes. I don't know if you can pull $2.5 billion out of a state that's running $224 million line item deficit on special education. The roads are still horrible. I mean, so why do they do this stuff other than just to make a splash and get my blood pressure up? There is no reason and practical acumen behind these kinds of efforts. I'm sorry.
You don't have an iWatch on, do you?
No, because it would beep the entire time. Yeah.
Beep.
That's my knucklehead of the week. I'll write more about that tomorrow.
By the way, I wasn't throwing Jay's and Mike's bills into the knucklehead category.
No, but I said, do you want to hear my knucklehead?
Hey, I think we got a new segment.
TJ's knucklehead bill of the week.
Knucklehead bill of the week. We'll workshop that over the weekend. All right, take our final break of the hour. Tell you what's coming up at hour number 2. This is Talk Line from the AARP broadcast location in the Upper Rotunda. Back in a moment.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Located in the heart of West Virginia, Bridgeport is the place to play. Endless indoor and outdoor recreation opportunities, including the Bridgeport Complex, coupled with a dynamic food scene, make Bridgeport the perfect getaway destination for couples and families. Explore unique shopping and pick from a wealth of lodging options to find something perfect for your needs. Explore the heart of West Virginia in Bridgeport. Learn more about all there is to do at greater-bridgeport.com.
Hospitals drive West Virginia's economy. They produce jobs and create opportunities while keeping our communities healthy. Employing nearly 54,000 people, West Virginia hospitals rank among our state's largest and most dependable employers. They provide more than $1 billion in community benefits and generate nearly $17 billion in total economic impact each year. Hospitals are investing where it counts, advancing health, ensuring access to care, and powering West Virginia's economic future.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at wvha.org.
Coal-based generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia Legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
On the next State of Minds.
My dad always said, don't let any one individual control your destiny, what you do, what your value is. And I wasn't about to let Paterno do that to me. I mean, it was just a phenomenal time, my first game, and to be accepted as a Mountaineer.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thora.
It's high school basketball season, and Metro News Television has you covered. Rivalries, buzzer beaters, classic hardwood competition. Watch live and on demand from gyms across the Mountain State. Stream Metro News Television on your iPhone, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select smart TVs. Or visit MetroNewsTV.com for more information. High school basketball lives here on Metro News Television.
Virginia.
Metro News Talk Line, the AARP broadcast location. TJ, we just saw a bunch of senators walking the wrong way. They're going to the wrong end of the Capitol, but senators are headed to the House of Delegates, where when the floor session begins here in a couple of moments, the late Doug Scaff going to be honored, who passed away last year.
A lesser place here without him. A lesser place without him. So very, very poignant. I hear his family is going to be there to honor his legacy and his memory. So a nice gesture, a well-deserved gesture.
Again, that's coming up as the House floor session is going to get underway here in just a matter of a couple of moments. Doug Scaff going to be honored, and senators making their way from the Senate chambers to the House of Delegates chambers for that. That will be emotional here just a couple of minutes from now. We got to take a couple of minutes off, go refill our coffees, maybe get a cafe latte for the second hour. Gaylene Miller, AARP West Virginia, will join us. Brad McElhinny as well. This is Talk Line on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. Hoppy Kercheval, 5:55 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 is to go to the bathroom. And go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, when we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And so, and Stephanie, I don't even know whether you know this, I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it, because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school, you did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet. And it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh, yeah, he did find something out. Something, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, no, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian.
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably. Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble, when it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. Mm-hmm. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument, because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
– 10 seconds remaining.
There'll be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things, and I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard, and if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
Metro News Talk Line is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
We are at the AARP broadcast location, Upper Rotunda, the West Virginia State Capitol. It's Metro News Talk Line. David, TJ, gang's all here. Ethan Collins is our radio producer. If you're listening in on one of our great radio affiliates across the state of West Virginia, Stephanie Pauley is on site running the video stream, and Jake Link is at Master Control. If you're watching in on the Metro News TV app or Facebook Live and the YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel. Never thought I'd say that, but we have a YouTube channel. Coming up this hour, Brad McElhinny stops by. We'll get an update on what's happening inside the Capitol this morning. Also, a little bit later on, it is Oil and Gas Day. Stephanie Wissman, American Petroleum Institute, will join us. And we'll talk about real West Virginia. And we'll talk energy. I wonder who booked that guest. We're going to talk energy.
We are an energy state.
We are very much so.
Did you see my new slogan? I'm having bumper stickers made up.
No.
West Virginia, we make megawatts.
Get some T-shirts.
Bumper sticker, T-shirt. Yeah, man.
We got a whole side gig going on here on
absolutely.
Top Line. Joining us here on set this morning, one of our great sponsors, one of our great partners, actually, who make it possible for us to be at the Capitol all session long. From AARP West Virginia, we have State Director Gaylene Miller. Good morning, Gaylene. Good to see you again.
Good morning.
And we have State President Roger Calhoun. Roger, good to see you again.
Good morning.
First of all, thanks for being part of this. We get to spend most of the session down here keeping an eye on these legislatures. Couldn't do it without you. So first of all, thank you very much for being part of Metro News Talk Line.
We're proud to be a sponsor.
Absolutely. So let's jump in because you have new polling data, and my man over here loves data points, that says fraud prevention is a top voting issue for West Virginians. Gaylene, I'll start with you. What did your polling find?
So we found that voters 18 and up, not just AARP members, find the issues of frauds and scams to be a ballot box issue. It's not just a niche issue. They're more likely to vote for a candidate that has taken some kind of action to prevent frauds and scams, particularly around what we polled on was cryptocurrency kiosks. We polled on deed fraud, and we polled on gift card tampering.
I have to be honest. If I were to buy cryptocurrency, I do not invest in that. That's another topic. I had no idea I could do it at a kiosk.
So, generally speaking, if you're going to deal in cryptocurrency, you do it on your phone. Mm-hmm. These kiosks are more for purposes of not good.
Yeah.
They are fraught with fraud. And we know that.
Are they here? Are they popping up, Gaylene?
They're everywhere, TJ. Pull out your phone with your maps, type in crypto,
really,
and they pop up. There's over 100 across the state, but that number's a little shaky, to be honest with you, because if a large company owns more than one kiosk, they register as the company and only register one kiosk, not the 37 that they may have. So we're not clear about that. And it's the wild, wild west. There are no regulations at all on these kiosks.
Roger, were the results, there's very few things that are bipartisan across the board, but were these results bipartisan? Was it across party lines?
Right, absolutely. This survey took into account voters in all demographics. So Gaylene mentioned everybody over 18, but it turned out the same on the party. So Republicans, Democrats, Independents all supported the statement that this matters at the ballot, that they're more likely to support a candidate, and the number was above 80%, all cases. So it didn't matter whether the person was younger, older, or whatever political party they belong to. It's across the board, people see fraud and scam as an issue that's important to the voters.
It's a great place to be, great numbers. What do you want to do with it? You want to take it out for a spin. What do you want to get accomplished with it?
We want to work with the legislators and see if we can't put some sideboards on what is allowed at crypto kiosks to make sure that somebody doesn't get a call from a fake sheriff and go down to the kiosk and shove thousands and thousands of dollars thinking that they're paying off a fine. So, just an example. What those sideboards are going to be, we'll work carefully with the legislators here and figure out what can West Virginia do to have some sideboards and protect the consumer from getting caught in a scam and not having any way to track or retrieve that money. And you can put thousands of dollars, stand at the machine and just feed it in there. So it's important that we get a handle on that. And I think the legislative body is interested in working with us on figuring out what best practices we could do.
Yeah, 24 states have regulated crypto kiosks, and another 17 are considering it this session in their legislative sessions, and West Virginia is among one of those.
I mean, they're basically ATMs. Is that what they look like?
They do look like an ATM.
Okay, so, and I would think, I don't know, but I would think in the banking industry, ATMs are heavily regulated, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why not regulate it's like an equity issue, isn't it?
Our friends in the banking community are in support of putting some sort of guardrails, as Roger said, on these crypto ATMs. They're not licensed. They don't provide a receipt. There's no way to recover the money. There's no signage that suggests that if you're being asked to put money in here, it could be a scam. So those are the kinds of things that we're looking at.
Gaylene Miller is joining us, AARP West Virginia State Director, along with President of AARP West Virginia, Roger Calhoun, joining us. State President Roger Calhoun joining us here at the AARP broadcast location. What about real estate fraud? Crypto fraud, that's a new thing. Real estate fraud, that's a time-honored tradition, if you will.
It's been around for a long time, and the bad guys are good at what they do, so they've refined their scams. They've figured out ways to forge documents, and unfortunately, people lose their homes. So we're trying to work with, in particular, the Realtors Association, and then a couple of the lawmakers that are realtors are interested in pursuing this legislation.
So, help me understand, Roger, how that works. Maybe someone would use an otherwise non-nefarious instrument like a transfer of death deed or something like that, and they're basically trying to pull the wool over folks' eyes. Is that what's happening?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or quitclaim deeds.
Okay.
And
which are what? Quitclaim deeds
That's
are what?
where somebody goes in and says, in the system, they file and say, we're filing a quitclaim deed against this person to take their deed rights. And the notification process now is you publish it in a newspaper. Who reads newspapers? In the fine print, back in the classified somewhere,
right. The legal notice.
A legal notice, and that's it. And sooner or later, the people that actually own that property may never know that happened. Find out later. So again, it's one of those things that folks would, that in the survey, about 60% said, yeah, we know who to contact if we find out we've had something active on our deed. But that left almost 40% of the people had no clue as to what they should do if they hear about some activity on their deed. And it's pretty easy to go into a courthouse and file something against the deed. It looks, get it notarized. It looks good. The voters are interested in seeing if they couldn't get some better notification of what happens.
So is that what you're working on? Some method of notification, strengthening laws? What are you working with legislators on?
That's one of the things is that, and we're working with the county clerks as well as the notary publics because they both have an interest in this. So the county clerks would be the ones who would have to figure out an alert system and a notification system. So again, it's just kind of putting some guardrails up, some safety measures so that folks don't get taken advantage of.
Talk about the importance outside of these common sense guardrails, but talk about the importance as we all start to age and how your organization may help and be able to facilitate some of these conversations, knowing that as we age there may be memory problems, et cetera, and how we can set ourselves up for protection on the front end.
Yeah, you're right, TJ. But I will tell you that even younger people get taken advantage
Oh,
of.
absolutely.
And we found that they probably get taken advantage more often than older people, but older people lose more money.
Yes.
That's the big key there. But we're really trying to put an education effort with our advocacy efforts, and that is to tell folks, don't take instructions from an unknown caller. Don't follow instructions from a website or an internet contact, particularly if they tell you to go put cash in a kiosk, an ATM kiosk at the 7-Eleven on Greenbrier and Washington Street.
Some of this sounds common sense, like don't go put cash in a machine that you're not sure about, but you get a phone call, somebody sounds very convincing, they claim to be the sheriff of Fayette County. I don't know why I'm picking on Fayette County.
Putnam County.
Putnam
It actually happened in Putnam County.
It did.
Sheriff Eggleton, yeah, he's out on Facebook talking about it, telling people they fraudulently took his website, his logo, his letterhead, and sent notices out. He's not happy about it.
Yeah, it was a $15,000 error on that. Some person fed $15,000 into a crypto machine. Wow.
Well, the unfortunate reality is, too, with all of the tools and AI, you can sample someone's voice now. And just to hearken what's going on with Savannah Guthrie. And that situation I was reading this morning, they were talking about with some of the AI not knowing what they're being fed is real versus what's not. And unfortunately, these great tools that can be used for great purposes, nothing changes, right?
Yes.
People can take advantage of these great tools for less than good things.
Absolutely. And the criminals, again, are really good at what they do. They know the buttons to push when they make that phone call. Your bank account's been compromised. Don't tell the teller we think she's in on the deal, but go withdraw your money and take your cash to the ATM, crypto ATM. It'll be safe there.
Gaylene Miller, AARP West Virginia State Director. Roger Calhoun, AARP West Virginia State President. Gaylene, give us your 60-second pitch. Where can folks find out more information about AARP West Virginia? Why should they get involved?
So go to our AARP West Virginia Facebook page. There's a link to the survey data that you can see what voters thought. I think that's an important place. And all of this information is on our website. Any of the legislation we're following, the bills we watch, and how they can get involved. Call your lawmaker. We send out calls to action to make those calls to lawmakers.
Roger, you want to pitch? Give me. Why should somebody become an AARP member?
Well, I think they do protect and try to do good things for us older Americans who sometimes are more vulnerable, and making it a better place and letting us live the way we want to live. AARP's got a lot of programs aimed at helping older Americans, older West Virginians, live the way they want to live. And I support that. It's a great organization to volunteer for.
And you can get your taxes done now.
Really?
Our tax aid program is up and running. Absolutely.
You guys are like Amazon, A to Z. You're doing it all.
AARP is your ally for real possibilities in the Mountain State. Connect on social media at AARP West Virginia. Learn more at aarp.org/WB. Gaylene Miller, State Director, State President Roger Calhoun. Guys, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being partners with Metro News and Metro News Talk Line.
Thanks for having us on.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
We'll check in with Brad McElhinny, find out what's happening in the state capitol. This is Talk Line on Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia. Back in a moment.
Coal-based generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia Legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan, we are here for you.
Every day in West Virginia, we play for something bigger.
As a mom, I play for her education.
I play because it helps provide care for the ones who care for us.
I play to help keep our parks beautiful.
Why I play? Because every play supports West Virginia's future, our students, our seniors, and our state parks. For 40 years, proceeds from the West Virginia Lottery have totaled nearly $13.7 billion. I play. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Since 1926, the West Virginia Hospital Association has been the collective voice of our state's hospitals. With a shared vision of strengthening communities, improving lives, and supporting our state's economic well-being, our member hospitals work every day to provide high-quality, accessible care. This year, we celebrate 100 years of a unified voice and our ongoing commitment to supporting our members in achieving a strong, healthy West Virginia.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at WVHA.org.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens of Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties for over a century. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to building relationships and meeting your financial needs. And with the Poca Valley Visa card, you can enjoy competitive interest rates, no annual fees, and a rewarding points program, all from a bank you know and trust. Visit your local Poca Valley office to apply or call us. Poca Valley, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
I've had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Steich Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. We believe retirement starts with a plan. Saving for college starts with a plan. Your legacy starts with a plan. Do you have the right plan? Call our team at 304-443-4240 or email steich-info@wealthenhancement.com.
We're at the AARP broadcast location. Brad McElhinny is our statewide correspondent. He's been keeping an eye on the legislature this morning. He joins us, as he does each and every day during the legislative session. Good morning, Brad.
Oh, hi. Good morning.
What's happening?
Okay, well,
I love doing that to Brad.
What's
going on?
As I have taken to doing, I will now. This will be the portion where I regale you with bills that are up for passage in each chamber.
We're ready. Knock our socks off, Brad.
This is happening right now in the state Senate. One bill up for passage today. Heavy lifting. It is engrossed committee substitute for Senate Bill 256, authorizing the Department of Environmental Protection to promulgate legislative rules. The House is doing twice the work. It has two bills up for passage today. One of them is committee substitute for House Bill 4806, relating to the meaning of residence for the purposes of bail. The other is House Bill 4696, authorizing the Department of Environmental Protection to deposit funds granted pursuant to federal programs. My socks are blown off. Are yours?
I can't believe they have time to get all this done today, Brad.
It could be. They could be finished by the time we are. It's a race. It's a race to see who's
making the case for a session every other year.
We were making that case last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me toss this out at you. Then I'll ask you, there were some things going on in committee this morning I want to talk about briefly. Today's day 23, so 1 week from today is the halfway mark. Does the pace start to pick up next week? Is it once we get to the halfway mark, do things start to get – do we see that sense of urgency pick up a little bit? I know I'm asking you to predict the future here, Brad, but, I mean, there's just – again, things are happening. I'm not trying to dismiss the things that are happening, but it's been slow.
I do think that there will still be some significant questions, one of which is, we keep talking about the many community schools that are closing across West Virginia because the school aid formula, which is based on student population, there's less student population, therefore less money to run the buses, keep the lights on. I think there's going to be something coming out regarding the school aid formula. The other thing that's floating in the air and has been for weeks is the governor asking for a 10% income tax cut, budgeting for 5, and then saying it's the legislature's job to figure out how to do another 5 to get to the 10. It's their job. So far that's been sort of a suppressed debate around here. Not hearing a lot about it, but at some point the rubber hits the road, and you got to think that there's an argument at some point. Otherwise, we went into the session with the governor mostly just asking for that tax cut. Can you remember anything else he asked for in the State of the State? The tax cut is the only thing I now remember. We went in with Senate President Randy Smith saying that his committee chairs had an agenda, but he himself was not aggressive in spelling out that agenda himself. And then the House, the House, give them some credit. They've got a jobs and workforce development agenda that they're rolling out. No piece of that is super exciting, but they're cranking those bills out. They're doing what they said they would do. But otherwise, I mean, again, I think it is what we thought it was. No particular plan. 2026.
You've covered the legislature for a long time, though. I mean, should we be surprised? It's an election year. No one wants to jump the shark in an election year. And, you've got the governor who is weighing into Senate races. You saw that release yesterday from his PAC. I've got $3.4 million, presumably, to shape elections and get involved in that. So do people want to put the brakes on and step back because they don't want to get caught without a chair?
Mm-hmm. I think one thing, taking an even broader look, Republicans have been in majorities and now supermajorities for a decade, and they have taken care of many of the things that they want to do. Governor Justice and the legislature cut the income tax significantly. There is a broad goal of eliminating it, but I don't think we're going to get there soon. Right to work, prevailing wage, those went through almost immediately when Republicans took the majority. When Roe versus Wade was knocked aside by the U.S. Supreme Court, the state went into a near total abortion ban. I just think that the Republican majority at this point, what would they like to do? Further cut your taxes, hold down the size of government? That doesn't necessarily make for a 60-day legislative session.
Metro News statewide correspondent Brad McElhinny joining us. Senate Ed was meeting this morning. I mentioned Jay Taylor's bill 502, Saving Women's Sports Act. Not what you might think it is.
I read that and I thought, that's another transgender bill. It's not. It's actually a bill meant to support women's sports. It establishes a reservoir for financial opportunities, and it's a bill led by Senator Jay Taylor, who is a longtime and enthusiastic softball coach in his community. He would like to see WVU have a women's softball team, and so to his mind, this kind of reservoir for financial support could lead in that direction. If you are a fan of the Big 12 is big on softball, and it's a shame that WVU isn't able to participate. It is not only about softball, but that is where Senator Taylor's inspiration is.
Very quickly, Senator Oliverio's bill 675, that would get college students their vote back on boards of governors. Where did that go this morning?
My understanding is that it was pulled aside and might come back to it later.
All right, Metro News statewide correspondent Brad McElhinny, brought to you by AARP, your ally for real possibilities in the Mountain State. Thank you, Brad.
Hey, thanks, guys.
This is Talk Line on Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia. It's 11:30. Let's get a news update. Check in with the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening across the great state of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News. I'm Chris Lawrence. House Delegates bill says the state needs to do more to direct children that are coming out of foster care for their future options. House Education Committee started considering that bill this week. It would create a foster youth resource guide to provide information about post-secondary education and job training. Braxton County Delegate Lori Dittman is the sponsor and says it's information that these young adults could use.
And so helping foster youth transition successfully will reduce homelessness, increase workforce participation, and it will save taxpayers dollars, and it will put, hopefully, somebody on a path that they never considered before.
A vote on the bill expected at a future Education Committee meeting. In Jackson County, WVU Hospitals in Ripley will become the site of the 5th Safe Haven box in West Virginia. The Jackson County Commission has agreed to pay for the box to be installed at the hospital. County Commission President Steve Westfall says it's a no-questions-asked way to ensure any unwanted baby is not put in a dangerous situation.
It will be a box that is bought from Safe Haven Baby Box out of Indiana. It will be a place that if a mother wants to put a newborn child in this box, it'll be air-conditioned, controlled, and everything. The box will actually be located on the side of the hospital.
The boxes were started after tragic incidents of children being left in unsafe environments. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Hi, I'm Chris Waddell, Principal and Office Lead for Martinsburg for CEC. After serving in the military, I found my home in Martinsburg. Traveling across the states, I've always wanted to serve my community. At CEC, I get to do just that. Our core values, clients first, and we own it, resonate with my mission-driven background. We solve problems by listening and collaborating, and as an employee-owned firm, we take pride in every project that we do. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
As a mom, I'm glad my son plays school sports. It's where he has fun with his friends. He contributes to the team. Oh, and he stays out of trouble. Otherwise, he'd probably be in his room by himself, having way too much screen time. School sports give him a place where he belongs and doesn't feel alone. And I am so thankful for that.
Support your school's athletic programs and the impact they have on entire communities, especially our students. This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
The U.S. Marshal for Southern West Virginia has announced he'll retire. Mike Bayless, appointed to the position by President Trump during his first term, in a press release announced his retirement. His last day will be Sunday. Secretary of State Chris Warner with some numbers breaking down those who have filed to seek office. Warner says there are 2,661 candidates overall, 2,047 running for county and municipal races, and 614 for state office. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
Metro News Talk Line continues. We're at the AARP broadcast location, upper rotunda of the West Virginia State Capitol. TJ, you know what you should be thinking about right now, today, this time of year?
Lay it on me. I know it. A pontoon boat.
You're exactly right. Now's the time to be thinking about boating and getting ready for the warm weather. Get ready early with great deals on pontoon and fishing boats at Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Check out the inventory at LouWendellMarineSales.com. Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun. Today is Oil and Gas Day here at the West Virginia State Capitol. Joining us on Metro News Talk Line this morning, Kris Ericoli, Real from Real, West Virginia, Real WV. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
And we got Eric Padilla from Vistra. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Appreciate you guys stopping by. Eric, I'll start with you. Tell us about Vistra. What are you guys all about?
Well, Vistra is a independent power producer. So we have facilities across the United States, including here in West Virginia. We have the natural gas Pleasance plant up in Pleasance County, West Virginia. But we have over 41 gigawatts of power generation throughout the United States. It's all types of generation. It's natural gas, it's coal, it's nuclear. You know, we've got pretty much got it all. If you can name it, we've got it. And then we also do retail purchasing. So we provide electricity to retail customers across the United States as well. Approximately 5 million of them purchase electricity through our various brands. So Dynegy is a famous brand that's kind of up in this area. Over in Pennsylvania and Ohio. Down in Texas, we've got TXU Energy is kind of our premium brand there. So this may be new to some people that are listening, because here in West Virginia, the generation market is regulated in many states, Ohio being one, Pennsylvania being another. Consumers can pick their generation. They can shop that competitively. And Kris, I think that's what you're here and what you want to do. You want to deregulate that energy market in West Virginia. Why do you want to do that?
So we don't want to deregulate.
Okay.
But what we do want to do in this vertically integrated market, where the utility has the ability to build generation, manage the poles and the wires, manage reliability, we want to create a very narrow opportunity for large commercial industrial users to be able to shop, so that they can work with private investment groups like Vistra and some of my other members that want to bring private investment to the state.
So one of the criticisms has been in a vertically integrated model, there's cost sharing.
Yep.
And if you pull some of the larger industrial customers out who carry a lot of that cost based on the load that they have, it would leave other classes of customers in the lurch and have to make up those costs. Is that a fair criticism or no?
No, it's not. So first of all, there is incredible load growth happening across the entire region. And when you're in this period where there's load growth, cost shifting, especially on the generation side, is incredibly unlikely. When we think about this kind of narrow opportunity for C&I customers to shop here, one of the things that I think is really important is we're only talking about the generation. So we're not talking about the poles and wires. We're not talking about the other fixed costs on the bill. We're just talking about supply. And one of the companies I think that we heard about that recently left the state, Century Aluminum, and there were other companies like that, when they leave the state, because it is uneconomic for them to continue to do business here, when they leave, it's generation, it's poles, it's wires, it's all the charges, and those companies, when they exit, all of that cost gets shifted on to the remaining rate base. What we're trying to do is create affordable opportunities for companies to stay here. And if we can do that, they will continue to pay those charges that they pay to the utility, but they will also have an opportunity to buy power from folks other than your traditional incumbent utilities.
Not asking for a specific, give me a hypothetical, made-up company, what they would be looking for and how they would benefit from this type of legislation.
Yeah, so maybe I'll start if there's anything you want to jump in and kind of share. If you're a large customer, we had a conversation with a customer earlier today. They have a $3 million bill every month. They have no way to negotiate on their price. They have no way to lock in a fixed cost. They have no way to hedge risk. They can do all of those things if they can negotiate with a competitive supplier that's able to be flexible, operate, perhaps they wear a bit of that risk from market volatility. But right now, they've only got one option. They can only negotiate with their incumbent utility. And when you have one option, there's no cost discipline. There's no way for you to negotiate with that other counterparty, because you can't just say, okay, fine, I'm just going to pick up my ball and go home and go find someone else. That's your only option. And so there is no cost discipline, because there is no energy competition.
Utilities would counter that, and they would say we have special contracts with entities that create such an opportunity. And your rebuttal would be?
My rebuttal would be, okay, but imagine if you are a large industrial customer and you have the ability to go shop the market. There's 100 suppliers, and you're able to basically play off of each other to, again, negotiate on price, have a long fixed-term contract. Those options are very limited if you only have one other counterparty on the other side of the table.
I mean, think of it as kind of, we all wear ball caps, right? And they're one size fits most. You have different settings that you can make it bigger or wider. You can ask my wife. She'll tell you I have a really big head in multiple aspects. I actually have found one-size-fit-all caps where I can't even put it on the last little bit because my head's too big, or maybe my hair's too fluffy. I don't know which it is. But that's you can translate that into the electricity business as well. The utility is one size fits most. They can do some customization, but the broader range of customization that you can have to meet each different facilities' needs, each business's needs, you're only going to find if you have choice across multiple suppliers.
So how does a company like yours, Vistra, that has a merchant plant in Pleasants County, for instance, where do you fit in? Where's into this puzzle?
So we can fit in multiple ways. One way is we can take existing generation that's on the grid, and we can do what's called a power purchase agreement. The initials of it are called PPAs. And so a company can say, hey, we really want to buy a whole bunch of power from you. We're going to sign an agreement to guarantee that we're going to purchase this much power from you. And we'll put that power on the grid. It goes where it's going to go. So it's kind of in some ways a virtual paper thing, but it's a guarantee between us. So that way we know when we make investments, we have this income coming in. Another way you could do it is, you have a new customer coming into the market. They need generation. We can partner with them to either build another plant, do a PPA. Heck, we could even co-locate generation on their site. They want to run. And you can't do that now? No. Really? Mm-hmm. Didn't realize that. That if you have a power plant, you want to build it next to a guy and you build your own distribution system, you can't do that under code in West Virginia?
So the bill that passed last year, I do think there's a megawatt threshold. So
okay.
So I think you have to be greater than 75 megawatts to be able to do that, which is a very finite number of customers.
Okay, makes sense.
Oh, and it's only new load, so it's not existing load. So you would have to have
it's an important distinction. It has to be
business.
net new business.
Yep.
Can't be an existing business that you would want to do that for. That's
correct.
That's a good point. And so, especially if you have a plant or facility that wants to expand, take advantage of this sort of stuff.
Yep.
Not a lot of opportunities there.
Is there a specific bill number where you should be keeping an eye on?
Senate Bill 733. Senator Rucker is sponsoring that bill, and then we hope to have a House companion very soon.
Let me ask you one other question, if I could. Limited to commercial and industrial customers, right? Those two classes. Is that equitable? Why not let a retail customer shop as well?
Residential?
Yes.
Yeah, so one of the things that we wanted to be very intentional about was proving concept. So we felt, let's start with large, commercial, industrial customers that are very sophisticated, understand the contracts that they're signing, and then if we can have proof of concept, then sure, we should certainly expand that. But we at least wanted to be narrow, intentional, and focused.
733, right?
733.
Senate Bill 733. We'll keep our eye on that. Kris Ercola, did I say it right?
Close.
Close enough.
Good enough.
Sorry. I was practicing all through the last commercial
Incredible.
break. Still blew it. We appreciate it stopping by, Real WV, and Eric Padilla with Vistra. Appreciate you stopping by, guys. Thanks
Thank you, guys.
much.
Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
We'll talk to Stephanie Wissman, American Petroleum Institute. When we return, Talk Line from the Capitol continues.
At Glenville State University, we are pioneers. With over 45 undergraduate degree programs, 17 NCAA athletic teams, and countless campus organizations and activities, we're here to help you build your story while becoming a part of ours. Glenville State University, your dream, your future, your story. Visit glenville.edu today for more information.
At WVU Medicine, innovation is redefining men's health. Our specialists use advanced techniques like no needle, no scalpel vasectomy, and cutting-edge procedures for infertility. We offer precise vasectomy reversals, targeted solutions for pain, and the latest in testosterone replacement therapy, all designed to improve outcomes and recovery. For appointments, call 855-WVU-CARE or visit wvumedicine.org/urology.
For over 30 years, High Technology Foundation has been committed to building a stronger West Virginia. Our mission, economic diversification. By fostering innovation and supporting tech initiatives, we pave the way for a brighter future. From cutting-edge research to tech-driven solutions, we're transforming the landscape. Join us in creating opportunities and driving progress. Let's build a diverse economy together. Visit WVHTF.org. High Technology Foundation, shaping West Virginia's future.
You're listening to Talk Line on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Across West Virginia, hospitals are always here, healing, helping, and standing strong for our communities. Hospitals save lives and build livelihoods. They're among our largest employers, with a passionate workforce of 54,000 West Virginians. Hospitals are economic drivers, contributing close to $17 billion to our state's economy and working to ensure access to care for all. From life-saving moments to wellness support, West Virginia hospitals keep our state healthy, our families strong, and our future bright.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kercheval. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
Metro News Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
This month, protect what you love. Your business, your data, and your reputation. CityNet Cybersecurity Solutions help guard against threats like ransomware, phishing, and data loss. All backed by local experts. Show your business some love with CityNet, connecting, protecting, and perfecting West Virginia businesses. Call CityNet today at 1-844-CityNet, 1-844-CityNet. Joining us here on the AARP broadcast set, Stephanie Wissman, American Petroleum Institute. Good to see you, Stephanie. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, TJ. Appreciate you having me today.
It is Oil and Gas Day here at West Virginia, so what do you want to tell lawmakers?
Yes, so we're here to celebrate the natural gas and oil industry here in West Virginia. So we're here educating them on the jobs that we bring to the state, which is 71,000 jobs that are supported by the oil and natural gas industry in Pennsylvania. We bring $14.7 billion annually to the state economy. You take a look at royalty payments. In 2025 alone, it was over $1 billion went to landowners in royalty payments. Take a look at severance taxes, $318 million last year in 2025 that came in. And we also pay property taxes to the tune of $123 million per year per 2025. So we want to talk about all those benefits, that we have here. And I will say it is going to be very interesting as we go forth into the next decade. And what I mean by that is the state of the natural gas and oil industry is very strong nationally, but we are looking upon a decade of demand coming in because of the demand on the grid. So you're taking a look at AI, data centers, advanced manufacturing. So we're onshoring more manufacturing in this country, which is something we want. That's a great thing, but it's putting strain on our electric grid. So you've heard a lot about affordability, reliability of energy sources to make sure folks are getting the energy that they need. So that really is something that we are pursuing. When you look at the federal level, we've got 3 issues that we're looking at to get here. We want to seize the moment. Infrastructure. We need permit reform in order to get that pipeline infrastructure built out to make sure we've got enough energy going to Americans, West Virginians. Then we have to look at access. We have to make sure we have access to the resources, making sure there's not extreme setback regulations to drill the resource. And finally, international competitiveness is a huge issue. We cannot take for granted that we are always going to be be a world energy superpower, because there are proposed regulations in Europe right now that would dictate terms and punitive regulations on American natural gas and oil producers in this country. So those are the types of things that we've got to take advantage of this, and we've got to build.
Talk to me about permitting reform. We talked to Senator Capito often, talked to her today on this show, not about permitting reform, did that, a week or two ago. She's got an agenda, a common sense agenda, makes sense. Feels like Congress isn't taking it seriously, though. Would you agree with that? I mean, has Congress dropped the ball here in not being more proactive about permitting reform?
I truly believe it's political at this point in time. I think there's a lot of trades on the table here in order to get the permitting done. I will say that where I sit, I think there definitely is more pragmatism than there was before, rather than extreme ideology in regard to energy. We realize that it's a real issue, that we could have a major, rolling brownout problem if we don't get this under control. Like the PJM interconnection grid, which West Virginia is a part of, is a 13-state regional transmission organization. And what we're looking at here over the next decade is going to be a 60% increase in energy demand just in PJM. So we have got to meet that demand. But back to your question, though, TJ, I do think it's political in nature. I do believe that our congressional members understand the need. They understand the urgency, but unfortunately, I think they're just trying to, between the House and the Senate, trying to come up with something that's palatable for all.
Stephanie Wissman joining us, American Petroleum Institute. What about in-state permitting regulations? There's the federal level, but you got to get permits in-state as well.
Absolutely,
do we need to clean that up?
Yes, we do. Absolutely, we do. And that, take a look at the Mountain Valley Pipeline as an example. I always point to that as the poster child of the.
It's a poster child for a lot of things.
It really is, right? No, it truly is. But it took 10 years to get that done, and it took an act of Congress to do it. It should never take an act of Congress. What that tells me is that our permitting process here in this country and in the state is broken. So it starts at FERC, but absolutely, you're right, Dave. We've got permit issues here in the state as well that we've got to clean up. We got to make sure, and this is the problem, right? I mean, when you talk about lawsuits, you have people challenging permits for infrastructure projects at every step of the process. And the mantra is anyone, anytime, anywhere can sue and challenge a permit as many times as they want to. They don't have to live in the community. They don't have to have the scientific backing for the reasons. We've got to tamp down on that.
Talk a little bit about this idea. One of the criticisms around natural gas here in West Virginia has always been we put it on an interstate pipeline and it's gone. We don't get the benefit of having it here. However, what do? We just talked about my new T-shirt, West Virginia. We make megawatts. Talk about power plant. I mean, that's what we do. That's what we got.
Absolutely.
And talk about how natural gas can you talk about that AI demand, how the new natural gas power plants can foster that and the efficiencies. And I think we announced, 3 in the last couple of months here that are coming.
Yes. I think
talk about that angle of
now.
it.
No, very important. Absolutely. I mean, West Virginians, we want these data centers here, right? Because that's an ultimate end use for natural gas. Mm-hmm. So, you want the jobs that come around with that. You want the economic stimulation that comes along with those particular facilities. So, pipeline's a part of that. I mean, you've got to feed these very energy-hungry facilities. So we're going to need more pipeline to get the natural gas when you're building these natural gas generation plants, for sure. But very critical issue.
Stephanie Wissman, American Petroleum Institute, thanks for dropping by today. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Back to wrap things up from the Capitol. This is Talk Line on the Metro News Radio Network. Back in a moment.
Growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Hospitals drive West Virginia's economy. They produce jobs and create opportunities while keeping our communities healthy. Employing nearly 54,000 people, West Virginia hospitals rank among our state's largest and most dependable employers. They provide more than $1 billion in community benefits and generate nearly $17 billion in total economic impact each year. Hospitals are investing where it counts, advancing health, ensuring access to care, and powering West Virginia's economic future.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at wvha.org.
Coal-based generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia Legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence. Make plans to join me at the Mountain State's premier fishing, hunting, and outdoor sports show presented by Can-Am, Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Over 200 vendor booths and 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, all under one roof. Great prizes, seminars, and kids fish for free in the Academy Sports Trout Pond. It's the 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. A WBRC Media event.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thora.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
It's high school basketball season, and Metro News Television has you covered. Rivalries, buzzer beaters, classic hardwood competition. Watch live and on demand from gyms across the Mountain State. Stream Metro News Television on your iPhone, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select smart TVs. Or visit MetroNewsTV.com for more information. High school basketball lives here on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
February is American Heart Month, a perfect reminder to show some love to your heart. Knowing your blood pressure, cholesterol, glucose, and body mass index can reveal early signs of heart disease. Take action now. Schedule an appointment at the WVU Heart and Vascular Institute by calling 855-WVU-CARE or visiting mywvuheart.com. Prioritize your heart health this month and every month. Delegate John Williams, very helpful, offering, do you need me now? Oh, it's 11:58. You need me to come on now? Very helpful.
Smart.
Always, Delegate Williams.
Smart.
This is what you got to deal with, these guys. They know they know when the show's on.
He's walking around offering me Coca-Cola. I'm like, if it's the real thing, yeah.
Was it the real kind or is it the fake kind?
I don't drink that other kind.
Don't drink that other kind.
Hey, call me whatever. I like the old classic Coca-Cola.
Just, you know what? There is nothing better, my opinion. Hot day. It's got to be ice cold, just barely above freezing. Ice cold. I mean, we're not doing an endorsement here. I'm just saying that's my preferred
just
soda,
got
pop.
Done mowing the grass,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
ice cold.
Yeah.
Just ice cold Coca-Cola. Jackpots are growing in West Virginia. Jackpots are on the rise every week. Powerball hits Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays. Mega Millions lights up Tuesdays and Fridays. That's 5 chances a week to get in on life-changing jackpots. Play in store and online. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. Powerball jackpots $102 million. Mega Millions is $346 million. So go ahead, play today. We'll be back in the studios tomorrow morning. Steve Lease comes up 11:33. We've been making notes all week about the legislature. We haven't had a lot of time to get into your thoughts. We will get back to the neglected text line tomorrow. We'll get into steam release and share some of our thoughts on what we've talked about all week long, and then we'll be back here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week.
Look forward to it.
All right, we're headed home. Well, I'm headed home. I suppose you are too.
Indeed.
And Metro News Midday is coming up. Dave Allen will be with you the next 3 hours. Give him your undivided attention.